Do you think women should be blamed, or should take some
100%.
form of
100%. Basically, the women that these guys are dating are proving that women can be bought, like categorically, because none of these women will act like this with guys that don't have money.
Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, Dammy to the Zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
Hello, hello, hey, hello, 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 hey, hello, hello, hey, hello, hi, guys. Welcome to the Unpicked podcast show. You are here with me, Dammy Zane, and my co-host, Venom.
Yeah, what's good, people?
If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm actually in a singing mood today.
Yeah, okay. Noted.
So today, from the title of the show, you can see that we're going to be talking about black men glamorizing non-exclusive relationships. I feel like I'm about to get triggered in some which way or form, but we'll see. We'll also have the tea as normal, where we're going to be giving you guys some hot goss in the celebrity influencer world. And then we've also got a couple of things that we've seen on the social media that we just want to laugh about because, you know, why not? Life is for living. Because it's coming up to Christmas, we've got a little something special in this episode. So you might want to stick around to find out what that is. But before we get into all of that, we're going to do our icebreaker. So those of you that are new here, Venom and I do an icebreaker at the start of every single show just to get the juices flowing. Pause. Just to get us into a, bubbly mood if we're not already in one. And then we'll launch into the rest of the show. This week, it's Venom's turn to be the host of this segment. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
We're in the building. Are you ready, Miss Dammy to the Zane?
I was born ready.
Okay. Your black card is on the line once again. Got some questions.
Okay.
See how much you know about the individuals in question. So, question number 1. Which of these is not a Beyonce nickname? Not a Beyonce nickname. Is it A, Giselle? Is it B, Juju? Or is it C, Beyonce?
I'm going to go with Juju. It's Giselle, innit?
It's Giselle. Giselle's her middle name.
It's
Right, question 2.
Yeah.
Which group did Lauryn Hill used to be a part of? Was it A, 3LW, B, SWV, or C, the Fugees?
The Fugees.
Oh, well done.
That was easy, but thank you.
Question 3.
Yeah.
How old is Pharrell Williams?
Oh, flip's sake.
You're lucky it's multi-choice, isn't it? If it weren't multi-choice, you'd be stuffed.
Oh, mate.
Right.
Okay.
Is it A, 49? Is it B, 50? Or is it C, 51?
50? 49.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Cool. 4th question. Like I Love You by Justin Timberlake was originally released in what year? A,
Okay.
the year 2000. B, the year 2002. C, the year 2004. Bare extra time.
2002?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Bare extra time. Didn't even get that one. Question 5. What does R&B stand for?
I know this one.
Okay. Is it A, rock and blues? Is it B, rhythm and blues? Or is it C, rock and bass?
Rhythm and blues. Rhythm and blues.
On the thing that I checked, it said rock and blues, you know? I thought it was rhythm and blues.
It is rhythm and blues. Don't know what you checked on.
Again. I'll double check it again.
Shall we?
Yeah, check it again because it said rock and blues. I was like, huh?
Yep. Rhythm and blues. Rhythm and blues, frequently abbreviated as R&B or R&B, is a genre of popular music that originated in African American communities in the 1940s. Please give me my points. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. Tried it.
Hey.
What's your sauce?
I can't be telling. I cannot be telling you.
What's the sauce? No, so I can check it. So I can,
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so I got it right, yeah?
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Guys,
you got that one.
Let this be a lesson to you people. Yeah. This is why you don't go around trying to trick people so that you can win. You see what happened to him? You heard him clearly when he said that was the reason why he asked me the question.
Oh.
He wanted to trick me.
I didn't want to trick you.
You see, my God, he's an awesome God, he reigns.
Wow.
Because I was
just checking some stuff and then that came up and I was like, what?
And then when I asked him to provide the sauce, he can't provide the sauce.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You see. But it's okay because I believe that I'm on what? 11. And you are on what?
Wait.
9.
Got 1. I
got 3, right?
Yeah.
I had 8 before.
Mm-hmm.
You was on 9.
Mm-hmm.
I was on 8. And now I'm on 11 and you're on 9.
Seeing that we're in the Christmas spirit of things, we decided to get each other gifts this year. I called it Secret Santa. And I told my wife and she said, how can it be Secret Santa? It's just you and Dami. I was like, oh yeah.
It's true.
So, yeah, we got each other gifts. We don't know what they are though, obviously, because it's a gift. So we're going to open them. We open them at the same time?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, boom, bang. So Dami's got the gift that I got her. I've got the gift that she got me. We're just going to open it and see what's going on.
I can't even. The way you stuck this down, I'm gonna have to rip the bag.
You have to rip the bag. I didn't have I'm not good at wrapping and stuff.
I didn't even wrap. I just.
Well, you had a bag. Boom, bag. Okay.
Oh, this is cute. This is very cute.
Boom.
Hold on. It's a bag, right?
Yeah, it's a bag. You can wear it as a backpack or a crossbody bag. I took some pictures so that...
Oh, it's Africa.
It is indeed.
Look at me holding like a heart. Yeah, but it really is.
By itself.
Okay. I like this. Oh, this is cute. Ooh, this is very cute. Thank you.
You're welcome. Very welcome.
It's giving statement piece. It's giving Balenciaga.
It's getting high fashion with the cheekbones. And
high fashion.
Sammy got me the absurd box for Cards Against Humanity, which my wife cannot stop playing. So this is going to be a brand new box for us to play with because every party she wants to play this game.
Sorry guys, we couldn't get you a present. You're just going to have to deal with us. That's it.
Our presence is a present.
Thank you very much. Not trying to be cheap, but you know what I mean?
As Kanye said.
As they say. But anyway, it's time for the tea.
Unpicked.
So in the cup today, we have the one and only Lori Harvey.
Mm.
I don't know how it made it to social media, but it's become common knowledge now that you are required to sign a £1 million NDA if you wish to date her.
I like her style.
I feel like any girl that I mention this to, they're like, oh, boss move. Oh, yeah. Hardly.
Why?
Because what the hell have you got to hide? NDA to date you.
If she's into some freaky shit, she might not want that to be like public knowledge.
What have you got to hide? Do you know
that might not.
Do you know what it says to me? I know that this is not the case for Lori Harvey, but what that says to me, playing into my traumas and that, but says to me that, yeah, either she got mad issues or she got a penis.
I took at the wrong time. Not me burping on camera. Wow. I mean, she could have a penis. Who knows? But does it have to be sexual though? It could be that there's something you might become privy to information about her, non-sexual, about her lifestyle or something that she's involved in behind the scenes that she just doesn't want anyone to know. So it's like, okay, now sign an NDA.
Yeah, but you wouldn't necessarily know that from dating someone just once. Like, before you even date her, you need to sign an NDA for 1 million. $1 million.
I think it's cool. I think it's fine. I think if regular girls could do it, we should. That's what I think.
Okay, this is the same you that was saying that you're struggling to find good men out here. Now you're telling men to thin themselves out even more, yeah? Okay.
You sign an NDA for me, I'll sign an NDA for you, babes. It's all good.
Man ain't got nothing that they worry about.
What do you mean? All these guys that are doing fraud and stuff like that.
Why would they be telling you about that on date number 1?
It might not be date number 1 that I find out. It might be later on. But I've signed an NDA now, so I can't say nothing.
Yeah, that rings more alarm bells for me than anything. That's all I can say about it.
Fair enough. I just think that she's in that space. She's in the limelight, and there could be something in there that she doesn't want people to know about. And if you've got something that you don't want people to know about, you have every right to protect that.
I'm just saying, it sounds like a penis.
And it's
but
Lori,
what have you got?
It's Lori Harvey, so I don't see many guys turning it down anyway, NDA or not. You know what I mean? But still, anyway, what else is in your cup? Is there anything else in the cup?
Anything? I don't think there is.
There is. Oh my God! Have you seen the Esther and IVD beef?
I have indeed.
So basically, guys, especially those of you that are not from the UK, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the situation at hand. We have a UK rap artist. Her name is Ivorian Doll. We just call her IVD for short, right? And then there is a influencer. Her name is Esther. We've spoken about her in the past, actually. We've spoken about her in the past because she was involved with someone toxic, allegedly toxic. So I'll link that episode somewhere. But basically, she started off, or we first got to know her on a UK YouTube platform called Backchat, where they'd have not all black, but let's just say people from the industry, social media industry, men and women having discussions. It would be like in a kitchen setup or in like a house setup, and you'd have the boys on one side, girls on the other side, and they'd just be debating like different topics, right? And Esther was always known to be someone that was very outspoken, very like, some people even called her a bully because of the way that she talks. And so anyway, that was years ago. Fast forward to now. Esther is involved in a show where with the premise of basically rating people's outfits, basically. And so she's on a panel, and they look at outfits that celebs or influencers wear to events in the UK, and then they just talk about whether they like it or not, basically, and why.
Yeah, drip or dry.
And she spoke about IVD, one of IVD's red carpet looks, and she basically compared it to like Meat Market or like The Butchers or something to do with that, because there was a lot of cutouts in it and the dress was red, and she was basically saying that, she basically said, you know, when you've got like a piece of meat and they have like
string it up.
They string it up. That's what she was comparing this outfit to and how it looked on IVD. Then shortly after that, she went to a red carpet event, and she wore something that was similar, not exactly the same, but it was similar, different color. Some people felt that it wasn't executed well. Some people were like, how dare you talk about it when your fashion sense is a bit where. And then IVD recently did a performance at the Mobo Awards. She hadn't released the song yet, but she just performed it at the show. In the song, there are some lyrics that people believe is directed at Esther because of what Esther said about her. So yeah, and the thing is, the reason why people are linking it to Esther is because Esther had a baby when she was 21 while she was in uni, but she had the baby by the time she graduated when she was 21. Let's just put it that way. And IVD she used a phrase that was used against Esther related to that in Backchat. So she was like, oh, what were you doing at 21? Yeah. Which is what another girl in Backchat had said to Esther when they were having beef. So that's why people are like, if you're saying the same thing, it must be about Esther.
Yeah.
She also called her Bugs Bunny. She referred to her teeth because Esther's got prominent teeth.
Noticed.
Yeah. And she made some other comments like that as well. So everyone's just like, beef. So yeah, that's what's popping off. So guys, don't ever let anyone make you lot believe out there outside of the UK. Don't ever let people make you believe that the UK people are very, uppity and, sophisticated and classy. Because clearly not. Yeah, these lot be beefing the way Cardi B and Nicki Minaj be beefing out here. Like they
Definitely.
be beefing. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite interesting.
Talk about looks as well.
It's crazy.
Beef. I don't know. I just could never dream.
I do think that Esther was quite harsh to IVD.
She might have overstepped the mark with that, but obviously they're trying to elevate their show as well. So they're gonna say some things that are a little bit maybe harsh to generate reaction.
And do you know what? It works. I think the UK does need a show like that though, because it's definitely something that there's definitely a gap in the types of shows that we're seeing. Like, I mean, we have a podcast, so it might sound weird with me saying it, but there's like, everyone's got a podcast in the UK.
There's podcasts, yeah.
There's that. Then there's a lot of like talk shows as well, like ZZ Mills-esque shows that are going on, that people are doing, and stuff like that. So, and a lot of debating, a lot of like discourse and stuff. So it's quite interesting to have a show where that's not the case. The case is like,
we're looking at something specific.
We're looking at how people dress.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look, we're not really getting that. So it's nice that it's the first of its kind, I think.
As far as I know.
In the Black community in this space. So yeah, I think it's a great idea, great concept. I don't know if I agree with the people on the panel.
I know one of them. I don't know. Well, I don't know Esther. I don't know Esther in that sense, but Lee's a G in this thing. Yeah, he. You know Lee, right? I mean, I don't know if you. So he's the guy. I only know there are three of them. Yeah. So the black guy, he's a friend of a friend. He's a friend of mine now, but like I met him through another friend, and she was just like, yeah.
What does he
cool
do?
Guy.
What does he actually do though? Outside of this,
he does a lot of stuff. But when
basically in terms of fashion,
yeah, I connected with him in terms of he was making shoes and cutting fabrics and
there you go. So that's my point. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
It's because so it's not for me. It's not about whether I know them personally or whether I know what what I mean.
No, that's what I was going to say. I know
it's more
what he
to
does
do
in that
with
sense,
it's more to do with, do they have
the
credentials to be critiquing people's fashion?
Yeah,
that's the thing, and that's why some people were like, don't know if Esther's right for the job because. Do you know what I mean? Like if they were to call like ex-models or like people who are in the fashion industry, that would make sense. But do you know what I mean? So that's my only critique of the show. But other than that, I think the show is a great idea, great concept. And I do think Esther was harsh. And because IVD's not been shy to have beef with other people, because I think she did
that intentionally, Esther.
Maybe, but IVD's not one to just not say anything. Like as soon as I saw the episode myself, I was like, IVD's gonna come back for clapback, and I was waiting for it, edge of my seat, and then this happens, and I'm like, I knew it. I knew she was gonna say something because another podcaster. Well, she's more than a podcaster now. Actually, let me give her flowers. I really like this girl. I'm not gonna say who she is, but some people might already know. But yeah, she's another podcaster in the UK. She's doing her thing. She's blown up like over the last year. And she also hosts as well. And she does like other shows as well now. She's like coming out a bit more, doing a bit more than just podcasting. And she tweeted something around a award nomination for IVD. And she was basically saying that she doesn't think IVD deserved it because IVD doesn't write her own songs, right? And it turned into Twitter beef. So when I saw that was a bit before Esther made her comments. So when Esther made her comments, I was like, yeah, IVD's not going to take this line down because someone having an opinion about her penmanship was enough for her to have beef with someone online. You know what I mean? Not someone comparing her to meat at butchers. She's definitely going to have something to say.
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean?
She was always, that was easy. The thing is, I think a lot of the time, and this is the problem with where the industries are now with social media and stuff, everything is sensationalization. And so people just wait for the opportunity. Like seeing IVD come to that event with a, questionable fashion choice and you having that platform as to be the fashion police, the easy money. Like as soon as she appeared, you'd be like, yes, I've got a quick win.
Yeah, I know
especially
that.
as an Esther, because Esther, she's always going to fight, if you know what I mean. Like that's her background. Is I'm gonna fight. I'm not gonna shy away from some other angry person. Like I'm going full head first towards that person, sort of thing. And everybody knows from IVD's background that she's even. You're saying something recent, but I don't even follow her like that, and I already know that from the first time she appeared. Like, what was she saying in that first song? She was cussing someone.
No, but to be honest, she had beef with Miss Har Fabulous. She's had beef with so many people, so I hear it.
Have you seen Meghan Markle and Harry have released their documentary?
Yeah, I watched it as well.
I've not. Was it good?
Some information was stuff that I'd already known. It's definitely made me love Harry a lot more than I did before. As for Meghan, I don't have any feelings for Meghan like that.
Fair enough.
So it didn't really change anything in terms of how I see Meghan, but it definitely made me see Harry.
You warmed to Harry more.
And I was warm to Harry already, but it just made me like appreciate him a lot more than I did before. Yeah.
Well, somebody else who's happened to see that was Piers Morgan. And obviously, seeing that he's got ongoing beef with Meghan Markle, he had to tweet about it and rant about it and all of that. And what nobody had realized, including Piers, is that this documentary or this first episode came out on his wife's birthday. And so he spent the whole day talking about Meghan Markle and then realized the following day that it was his wife's birthday and then did a whole social post about his beautiful wife. And
I'm pretty sure that he would have remembered on the day and wished his wife happy birthday in
real
life.
maybe in the flesh, maybe.
And then realized that, oh crap, because someone actually tweeted him and was like, oh, I'm pretty sure someone tweeted him and was like, focus on your own wife. And then he was like, oh, yeah, basically, that's her birthday yesterday. You know? So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he would have said something to his wife directly.
I mean, pretty
on the
sure,
day.
but...
But, yeah, online, he's just so focused on Meghan. It's a bit...
It's creepy.
He really hates her. He just really hates her. But it's a
love-hate. It means he really loves her because it's creepy.
Have you seen Auntie Eggnog?
I have now, boy. What the hell?
Guys! Auntie Eggnog. That's what I'm going to call out. I'm going to drop the video down there somewhere. Here. Yeah, I'm going to drop the video here or wherever. So you can see what we be seeing because Auntie Eggnog. So basically, Auntie Eggnog, and the reason why I call it Auntie Eggnog is she posted a video on TikTok, I think, or Twitter or somewhere, but I saw it on TikTok, of this eggnog drink where she mixed eggnog with, is it Hennessy? I think it was Hennessy.
I didn't see what it was, but it was some spirit. Yeah, some dark brown spirit.
Brown liquor, yeah. She was like, she likes her eggnog with brown liquor. And she must have put like the cups, like, let's say the cup's this big. She put like this much eggnog and then this much like brown liquor. Drinks it. And then she gets lit. And then from getting lit on the drink, she started, well, you can see from the video what she was doing. And Twitter went crazy. All the men then were like, yo, I just want a titty. Oh, I just wanted this. Oh, I just wanted that. MILF, this, that.
It was a lot. I didn't even know what this video was. And when you sent it to me, I was like, I've never had eggnog. So I didn't, I'm taking the initial video at face value and I'm like, okay, cool, eggnog, whatever, with some liquor, okay, cool. And then the second video, about 1 hour later, she was just twerking up a storm. I said, hey.
She twerked her nightdress off.
And the thing is, pure control, because she said, no, I'm going to give it to them like this for now. And then she's like,
yeah, and then I'm going to twerk the dress
needs
off.
To come off.
I hear it.
Problematic, boy.
I hear it still.
Problematic.
You must have saw the first video and thought, why is Dami sending me this? Why is she sending me something about eggnog?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay.
Why is she sending me this? Only for you to swipe left and be like,
I said, yo, that eggnog doing bits.
You know, Auntie Eggnog has a OnlyFans.
I ain't surprised.
And the mandems on Twitter found it and they were like sharing some of her content. And let's just say that was PG.
Oh, it gets X-rated, yeah.
Compared to what Auntie Eggnog can do. Or what she been doing on the OnlyFans. That's PG. If I was into it, I would be subscribing.
No,
the content was contenting. Do you know what I mean?
Never subscribe.
I mean, no, you can't. You can't.
No, even years ago, man can never subscribe.
Why? What's wrong?
Not that. It can never be that.
Okay.
It just cannot.
Okay.
I think it's like it's admission to defeat.
Defeat of what?
Of not being able to have.
I'm confused.
So in my mind, if I'm subscribing to some pretty girl's content on OnlyFans and I'm paying my money, that means I'm admitting I'll never get that. That's the way I see it.
Okay. I mean, the other way of seeing it is I get it. I get to have it because I've paid for it. But okay, that's fine.
So today we're gonna unpick, are black men glamorizing non-exclusive relationships? Spoken about Nick Cannon on this podcast previously. I don't think we've spoken about Puff Daddy. I might have said his name once, but I'm sure there's been a whole host of other people doing their own little dibbles and dabbles, infidelities and whatnot. But Puff Daddy of recent has really just unearthed this conundrum of 15 women and I'm here, I'm there, I'm in Miami, I'm on the beach, and everyone seems to think they're his main chick. They're fighting between each other. And yeah.
The D, the I, the D, the D, the D.
Oh yeah? You just thinking about the D.
The D, the D, the D, the D. Oh, God. The D, the I, the D, the D, the Y, the D, the I, the D is D. Hold up.
Say what?
Man like Diddy. If anyone is gonna glamorize bachelor life, it's Diddy. Because I'm still trying to figure out all the girls that are on the roster. There's Young Miami. There's Dana.
Tran, yeah.
Tran. There's Gina. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
that
still
one.
like that.
Josephine. I forget her surname. Josephine. Not Josephine, sorry. Daphne Joy, that's it. Then there's also Sean T. Joseph as well. There's a lot. I'm tired of trying to remember all the names. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Did you see Young Miami spiraling after she found out that Diddy's got a kid?
Yeah, she was unhinged. People
were calling her a side chick.
She was out here doing the most, talking down the other women that Diddy's been dating and seeing.
Yeah, she was really going for it.
She was ripping them recently, and then all of a sudden this week, he's had a baby with another woman.
Yeah. I think he had the baby. I think they had the baby either in October. Like, it was earlier in the year.
Oh, but they just found out.
He knew about it because he announced that he was having a baby, but he didn't announce who the baby mum was. So people were trying to figure out who is the baby mum, and then it's only till recently that people are saying that it was Dana Tran.
Right?
Is it Tran?
Yeah.
Dana Tran that had the baby, and people like, I can't remember the name of the influencer. Someone who's into like blogs and stuff must have tweeted Young Miami and was like, "Rah, I'm pretty sure you found out when we found out," because of the way that she was responding. And yeah, that didn't go down too well. Called her a side chick. Then Diddy tweeted like, "Young Miami's not my side chick. She's never been my side chick." And it's like, okay, so what is she then?
Yeah.
To his defense though, you can't have side chicks if you don't have a main.
Yeah, which is fair, but
if there's no main, there can't be sides.
I can't do Puff Daddy defense.
And
today.
I ain't talking about food.
Can't do Puff Daddy defense today. This
no.
I've been seeing Puff Daddy.
What I'm trying to say is that he's right. Young Miami can't be his side chick because he doesn't have a main chick. He just has chicks. Do you see what I'm saying?
They're all sides.
They're just chicks. There's no side to it. They're just chicks. Because he ain't got a main. So he can't have a side chick if he ain't got a main.
Okay.
That's
whatever makes people sleep at that. But
I hear when Young Miami's fighting that she ain't a side chick, I hear it, sis, because there's no main. How can you be a side if there's no main? You know what I mean? I get it. I'm not saying I agree, but I get the logic. I get it.
I think the absence of something doesn't define what remains.
All I'm saying is he just has girls.
And I'm saying they're all sides.
Fair, you can say it like that how you want to, but I'm just saying he's got girls. And unless he has a main chick, you can't have a side chick if he ain't got a main chick. You can't be a side chick if he hasn't got a main chick. You're just one of the chicks. That's it. You don't even have a title. You're not even a side because there's no main for you to correlate. So you're just a chick.
Definitely just chicks.
That's what I'm saying.
It's really bad though, man. It's so bad.
It's a reflection of dating as we see it today. Almost like a caricature of what real dating is like today. Outside of Hollywood and all that. That's what I think.
This is how the man them is moving.
This is how the man them are moving, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like... cost of living crisis.
Listen, this cost
of living... I find it hard
to
believe.
Nah. Cost of living crisis is very, very new. It's pretty much the latter half of 2023, right? But in the
2023?
Sorry, 2022. God, I'm already in the next year,
how
guys.
do we move into the future?
I'm done with 2022. Like, I'm already ahead. You know what I mean?
And you said the latter half as well. Like, wait, what?
Basically, guys, this is a simulation. Yeah, I've checked out of 2022. Can you tell? Yeah, no. Cost of living crisis is more recent. 2022, end of 2022, start of 2023. We're looking at a cost of living crisis. We don't know the extent of it yet. But I'm saying dating in this generation of like the last however many years, this is how it's been. There's loads of stages to dating now. And there's a lot more like casual, like, let's not put a name on it. But it's not A plus B anymore. It's A plus B, and then B has his own C D, E, F, and then A probably has G, H, I, J, and then C and J, and then F and D, and do you know what I mean? Like everyone's
doing something with someone.
more than one. There's no like. That's why people go, oh, now we're gonna make it exclusive. Because prior to it being explicitly defined as exclusivity, everybody's dating everybody. Everyone's doing what they want. Do you know what I mean?
But that's not new though.
But that's why I'm saying that the P. Diddy situation with all these chicks is like a caricature of that situation in that, oh, I'm dating someone, but he's also dating all these other chicks at the same time. No one is his main girlfriend. He hasn't got a girlfriend. He's just dating however many. And it's got to the point now where girls do the same thing. Don't keep all my eggs in one basket. If he's definitely not talking to just me, so I'm going to talk to other people as well. I'm going to date other people as well. That's the world we live in now. So I don't agree with it. I don't like it because I'm a lover.
But culturally, do you feel like it's black men that is, you know what I mean, encouraging this type of
encouraging? Wow.
The reason why I say encouraging, right, is because I look to social media as everyone else does. That's just the normal part of life now. And when I see guys like, I mean, off the top of my head, in terms of names, I can only think of Nick Cannon and Puff Daddy. But when I see these really successful guys that are uplifted in the community as being these kind of figureheads to a degree, and I do not see the moral in how they're conducting themselves as men. Like, it's not that they are correct 360. They're actually moving mad.
But a lot of these artists have been moving mad before. So look at Biggie. Biggie was married to Faith Evans, but he had Lil' Kim as his girlfriend. To the point where Lil' Kim was openly distraught at his funeral. You'd think she was the wife. The way she was moving, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was just two women. That was just two women. And now it's like, okay,
that was Biggie Smalls. Like, he was just a gangster rapper. Like, you know what I mean?
Look at Drake. Look at Drake. Drake will never settle down. Do you know what I mean?
Future.
Yeah. Nick Cannon got married, divorced, and then said, you know what, now I'm going to do city boy life. You know?
Puff Daddy.
How many of them really settle? Really?
But Puff settled initially. He had his wife that is kid. I'm
has
sure his
Puff
son's...
Daddy, has Puff Daddy been married?
I thought he was married to his son's mum.
Baby mum. It's good, Google.
I just assumed, you know.
Has Sean Combs ever been... Would you look at that? Somebody else has asked the question.
Because they're like, what the hell is this?
No. He's never been married. The mother of his children was Kimberly Porter. They were in an on and off relationship. Then after her, it was... Oh
yeah, because he never got married to J-Lo.
It was J-Lo. After J-Lo, I mean, this is the ones we know about. But yeah, then there was It's Me and You Now.
Oh, Cassie.
I've been waiting. Yeah. And then so I mean, even Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey's in the list.
Made the cut.
After she dated his son, by the way. After she dated his son. That is a cutthroat guy to date your son's ex-partner.
He said every man for himself. Every man for himself. I mean,
that's mad. I don't know how that son can look his dad in the face.
I just want to know, what's Steve Harvey doing? Because Steve Harvey's out here advising women left and right. But are you not talking to your daughter still?
His daughter moves mad.
Because she's moving...
Versus what he says, if you see what I mean.
That's what I'm trying to say.
She doesn't move mad, but she moves mad in comparison to what he says.
That's my point. Yeah. That's my point. Like, you're here telling girls, you know, think like a man. Rare tear, but...
Your daughter's on
crud, you know. On crud. Listen, she's just chewing men like chewing gum. Yes. That's a chewing gum. And spitting them out. Do you let me get a little flavour?
Done. When I see all of these guys on the socials doing up this mad multiple baby mamas or dating bare chicks, but openly, yeah, that's all it says to me. It's like,
do you think women should be blamed, or should take some
100%.
form of
100%. Basically, the women that these guys are dating are proving that women can be bought, like categorically, because none of these women will act like this with guys that don't have money. Take your time. Take time. Take time.
Oh Lord, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm trying to keep it lighthearted because it's Christmas. Okay, there's some truth to what you're saying. There's some truth to what you're saying, because if these girls didn't agree, if every girl said, "Bun that, I'm not about it," they wouldn't have bare girls that would be open to engaging in such nonsense. And then it means that the girls that aren't willing to do it, it's like, well, you're being long, because if you weren't, so will. So, get that. Cool, great. But I wouldn't say it's 100% women's fault.
No, I'm not saying it's 100% their fault. I mean, you said, are they also to blame? And I said, yeah, 100%. They are also to blame.
Wow.
100. They allow, like, how can I put it? Everybody has fantasies, fleeting thoughts. Wild, One day you might wake up, oh, I don't know. But today I'm feeling like, what will turn me on? If I could pour fairy liquid all over your face. That will get me off. Someone might wake up tomorrow feeling like that. But it's not everybody who must say, yes, okay, pour fairy liquid on my face. If someone says, yes, do it, they are also to blame for that person now having this feeling validated. Because anybody can think anything at any time. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It just happens. That's what the brain does. Oh, yeah, cool. And then it fleets away. But these men are moving mad. Oh, yeah, like, this beautiful lady, I want to take her out, treat her like how you do to someone of significance. And then be posting up pictures on Instagram as well. And then just next day with some next chick. And now they're all fighting and then impregnate that one, have baby, impregnate this one, have baby, impregnate that one. Nah.
In the celebrity world, I think that it's almost part of the lifestyle, especially, okay, so let's put it this way. Sex sells, 1. 2, because R&B is dying, and more toxic music is what sells, right? It makes sense that a lot of these rap artists and stuff live that bad boy life. That bad boy life is what the guys that listen to their music want to hear. 1, I get girls, I make money. You know what I mean? I'm about that life. That's what people want to hear. And then girls find the bad boy attractive because there's a fantasy around, the bad boy.
A fantasy around being disrespected, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what sells. So it makes sense that if that's what they're talking about in their music, that's the lifestyle that they're going to want to keep, so that it's all factoring into the image that they're trying to have. And then when you look at the girls' side of things, bad bees, city girls is the lick. And in order for you to be a true bad bee, a true city girl, you can't really be loved up. You can't really be a wifey like that. Because then it will be you're living a double life. She's not even a real city girl. She's not really even a real bad bee. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, I think that in the celebrity world, it makes sense that they date in that way. In real life, in reality, meaning like those of us that are not artists, that are not in that scene, let's not play ourselves in it. Like, it doesn't make sense for you to be moving mad and having bare partners. 1, sexual health is a real thing. Like, it's mad. People be moving mad, doing bareback with bare people, and they're not even getting checked. And then they it's crazy. It's a crazy world out there. It's a very crazy world out there. Then there's the cost of living. Even pre-cost of living, dating multiple people, it's expensive. It's expensive. It's an expensive game. Okay? So unless you've got a side hustle for that alone, or you're banging fraud, I don't know how you're doing it. Okay.
You're hush puppying.
Thirdly, time. Like, I don't know about you guys, but outside of the podcast and editing this podcast, I have a 9 to 5. So texting and upkeeping multiple relationships is very long. I can just about keep one. Let me keep it real. Keep it a buck. So I don't know how people do it. Like, unless you're jobless, how are you? How are you really?
Not the jobless.
No, for real. Like, unless you're jobless, because we live in an age now where people are constant. Like, it's texting, voice notes, FaceTime, texting. Yeah,
I've never been like an over communicator anyway.
Or phone calls, maybe. Yeah, but who's got time for that? I can't be doing good night to 2, 3, 4 man them every night, pillow talking with 3, 4 guys every night, every morning, texting 3, 4 guys.
I did
throughout
see
the day,
a guy
texting 3, 4 guys. I can't do it.
No, I saw a guy who maintained, was it 7 or something relationships?
How?
Using AI. And the AI was just texting the girls like specific times and shit. It was bad.
No way. Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, you're doing a lot. And then who is it? Andrew Tate. He said he did something similar where he was just like copying and pasting messages, sending it to all the girls.
Yeah, but even copy and pasting is long.
It's definitely long.
Oh.
I've never had time for that.
How do you remember each person? Because you can copy and paste conversations, but each girl is not going to say the same thing to you.
No,
so
but
you need to
open-ended.
No, but you don't hear what I'm saying. So let's say you copy and paste the same, how are you? One might say fine. Out of the 4, 2 might say fine. 2 might be like, actually, and give you some details.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I'm good, or I'm good because I start giving you details. You need to remember those details so you don't get caught.
No,
do you know what I mean? Like, you need to remember the details. No, because hold on. The reason why I'm saying this, is a couple of episodes ago, I spoke about the guy that I was seeing that said, damn, we're exclusive, but he wasn't being exclusive. Now, it's only because the girl that told me, I have no reason to not believe her because she's not a liar. She's actually related to me as well. So it's like, why would she lie, if that makes sense? That I'm like, no, okay, that's the reason why I'm believing that this is true, what I heard, right? But if some random person has said this to me, I'd have been like, I'm struggling to believe because this guy was in my pants. And when I say that, I don't mean like, China God and that. What I mean is every, like, constant communication, always in my space. I'm always in his space. Like, where was the time? Where? So when I was talking to one of my boys recently, he was like, guys always find the time. I was like, but you must have been at some ungodly hours or like some obscure time of the day, because let's say you're spending a good 5 days a week with me. The other 2 days, I mean, you got to work, right? And you're going to like events and you're doing stuff with like family and stuff. So where do you fit another woman to that level? To that level, where do you fit another woman to that level without dropping the ball? Because you see me, I can't multitask like that. I can multitask, but I can't multitask like someone's getting neglected.
Yeah, but not everybody requires the same amount of time, though.
Okay, cool, fair enough. I mean, I'm pretty easy with time. I'm not very.
No, but let's
that's
say, for
probably
example,
why, because I'm not very like, I have to have all of your attention and your time all the time. I like space sometimes. So maybe it was when I was like, have my space, give me take my space.
Yeah, because somebody else might just be like super like, talk to me every day, just holler at me whenever and da-da-da-da. And then they kind of marry. Like, well, I'll do this and then that's you and then that's you and then that's you and then that's you.
Because I literally deeped it and I was like, I don't know how he pulled it off.
Yeah.
I don't know how he pulled it off. Because he had he had a side hustle and a 9 to 5. So it's like,
yeah, but certain people, listen, Some girls, yeah, and that's what I say, girls facilitate. Not that they always know, but like in my dating life, I've met some girls who are like different. Different. To me, not the wifey, but definitely a good time because they're just reckless. Like absolutely reckless in terms of I think there's certain characteristics that I wouldn't necessarily look for in like a life partner per se. But if a girl has them, they're like, oh my gosh, like you're kind of freaky, right? Like,
Yeah, I hear that, and I can't really apply that to my situation at all. But
no, I'm saying
I'm
that
just
in terms
thinking,
of I'm saying that in terms of his situation, where he might be with you for this much time, and then he has a side hustle and a whatnot. It may be a case of like, oh yeah, she'll come and meet him at work, and then bounce, and that's enough for her.
fair enough. But it did make me think that guys have too much time on their hands, girls.
No, we don't.
Because it doesn't make sense. I personally, I can't talk to more than 2 people at a time. And even that 2 people at a time, someone's getting neglected. If you're the one getting neglected, you know, if you start thinking, that means not really hollering at me much, you know. She ain't really initiating conversation. Her replies are mad, slow. She never comes out to meet me. There's another person. Just accept that. Because I don't have time to be doing, do you know what I mean? Like the level that some people go to where you can convince one person that they're the only person, you're exclusive with them, but you're dating somebody else to that same level. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into it that I just don't have. I don't have the time and the effort for it. More time than effort. I don't have it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think, but yeah, it just goes, like I said, the Diddy thing is like a caricature of what we're seeing in the dating scene right now. Like, legit, people are multi-dating like crazy.
Yeah, because they're not following the idols, but they kind of are. But the Diddy thing is making me remember, or reminding me more so of the thing that Jewish guy said about our black people uplifting people in their society that actually don't do their society any good.
Oh, yes.
That's all it made me think of. I'm looking at Nick Cannon, I'm looking at Diddy, and I'm like,
but people don't uplift them though. Like, I don't see people uplifting Nick Cannon.
Yeah, but we don't dethrone them.
But how would we successfully dethrone them? How would you say we should, like, by how could
them,
we?
By cancelling them. Like, if Sean, I might call him Sean like I know him, you know. If Sean drops a track,
like Sean.
If Sean drops a track tomorrow, we're all gonna go listen to it. Well, he did actually, but he's got an album on the way, like an R&B thing. We're gonna listen to it. He got a blah blah. We're gonna listen to it. He's got a this. We'll watch it. A that. We'll buy it. We're invested in them. Like even Kanye. Now that Kanye's moving mad, we're still all here just to see what the mad thing he says next, and then what he does next, and hoping that at some point it's all gonna make sense and he'll redeem himself because he's a genius and we always knew like he had a master plan. It's all of that is mashing us up because our people are following these guys.
I think our people
on the pedestal.
I think our people separate the man from the artistry. Let's look at R. Kelly, for example. Yeah, some of us young'uns, we're happy to cancel him and legit not listen to his music. The older generation, they're like, no, we could separate the R. Kelly from the music, and they'll still listen to the music. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think that a lot of black people, we like to like separate the person from whatever artistry that we appreciate. It's so easy to say that this bachelor non-exclusive thing now is glamorized because you've got social media where people like Young Miami can have a literal breakdown because her plaything has a baby with somebody else. She can do all of that on Twitter. Back in the day, she wouldn't have had a Twitter platform to do it on. So no one would see it. That doesn't mean that the man wasn't doing whatever he was doing. So I think that, yeah, they are idols. People idolize who they respect in different ways. Someone might look at Kanye and really appreciate his way of producing, and then he becomes an inspiration for them to become a producer. similar to how MJ would have become a lot of artists' inspiration to be dancers and singers. Do you see what I mean? So I think there's that way of doing things, and then there's, I quite like the lifestyle that they represent and have, and I want to have that lifestyle. In terms of like non-exclusivity in general, I think Black men lead non-exclusivity. I don't know if Black men glamorize it in its entirety. I reckon if they were to do a study on what race out of like men around the world, what race are more likely to be or are in more non-exclusive relationships, and I reckon Black men would probably be at the top. And I think it's because dating as a Black person in the Black race is difficult. We make it hard for ourselves for no reason. We just make it hard. Like Caucasians,
the opposite way around.
Caucasians see each other, like each other, and it's boom, I'm in a relationship, boom, getting married. Okay, boom, we can divorce just as quickly. But we in that relationship, we met once, I really like him, boom, we're together. Black people, we're talking for however many months. After talking stage, then we became exclusive. After exclusivity, then he asked me to be his girlfriend. After that, then, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot.
But I don't think that Black men...
I think Black men lead in this non.
I don't know if they lead.
I think they lead. I don't know any other race that.
But I don't think they lead. Do you know why? Because
any other race that does this.
And again, it depends on what exactly falls under non-exclusivity. But within Islam, it's not frowned upon to marry more than one woman, and that's a non-exclusive
but that's marry. No, that's so.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well,
because. From that point of view, as a child, as a young person, me looking at an older person who has more than one wife, that's a completely different dynamic to someone who has more than one girlfriend, because a wife is a wife, but both are non-exclusive. But the culture around just dating anyhow,
I guess it depends. When you're asking, are Black men glamorizing non-exclusive relationships? What are you defining non-exclusive relationships to be? Because to me, it's non-exclusive relationships. I'm talking literally pre-relationship, talking stage, getting to dating, all that.
You mean pre-marriage?
No, pre-relationship, pre-boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't think Diddy is in a relationship with any of these women. They're not in relationships.
They're in agreement.
They're just in situationships. And I definitely believe that Black men lead in situationships, 100%. That's their playing field. That's where they're comfortable.
Ambiguity.
Let's not put a name on it. Let's not. You know what I mean? Let's just see how things go. It's like they're scared of. And I'm not saying all. I'm just saying that I think that there's a lot that are a bit scared of commitment, scared to take that leap. Dating as a Black person is hard. Especially if you're only dating Black. If you're dating out, then I find the culture's different in the way that other races date. I feel like Black people, we like to make things difficult because we're so hell-bent on all these stages to relationship. Why can't
I
it just
also think a lot of Black people don't date to marry as well.
Yeah, but I don't think Caucasians date to marry either, to be fair. I just think that they lead with their feelings and Black people don't. I feel like Caucasians, it's like, I like you too, boom. Let's make this happen. They might end up marrying 4 times in their lifetime, but at least they know how to get there. Do you know what I mean? Like they take that leap. I feel like Black people, we measure and measure and measure and measure and think and think and think and talk and talk and talk, but we don't make any moves. And I know a lot of it has to do with the trauma that Black people have experienced in the past. And we don't want to go down that line because we want to keep it lighthearted and we can always come back to this. But I do think that that's why the Black family is on a decline. That's why we're seeing less and less successful Black relationships. And there's, it's all down to this whole like dating in our community is difficult. Black people, we make it hard, and I don't get why we do that. And we're not open about our feelings, and we're scared of this exclusivity thing. When you compare it to other races, it seems like it's easier for them to get into a relationship.
Mm.
And when you speak to some Black women who've decided to divest, for example, they'll tell you that their dating experience has improved because they've stopped dating Black men exclusively. And that would lead you to think, okay, well, or it leads me to believe that, okay, well, Black men lead in this non-exclusive situationship, complicated dating experience.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's a valid point. Definitely
So,
valid. It's
and I would love to get down to the nitty gritty and discuss why that we think that might be, and that might be a post New Year topic that we can come back to. Let us know down in the comments if that's something you would like us to do. But I do think that I wouldn't say Black men glamorize non-exclusivity or situationships. I do think that they lead it though, and I wonder what the trauma is behind that. Because I always think that when you see something negative, there's trauma behind it. And I would love to understand why that is. Why is it that they struggle?
mm.
And why have women succumbed to being okay with just being a number, just being one of? Is it, you know what, I'm lonely, I'm not meeting anybody, I might as well accept the crumbs that he's giving me? Is it low self-esteem?
Mm.
Not thinking you can get anything else? Because, I mean, speaking about me, yeah, like, I've been in relationships that I shouldn't have been in. And when I really sat down and thought, why did I stay in those relationships or get into them in the first place? It was because I didn't want to be single. I didn't want to be alone. Didn't know how to do it. For me, I think I firmly represent a lot of African UK women who mainly identify as their African selves, not as their British selves, for example. Who are firmly in the culture, in the African culture. And part of the African culture is, as a woman, you learn how to become a wife, and the ultimate goal of life is to be a wife. So as you get older, you become scared of being single, because it means the longer I'm single, the less likely and the further and further away I am from becoming a wife.
Yeah.
So not even girlfriend or having a companion, just wife. Yeah. So for a big part of my 20s, I stayed in a relationship that I knew wasn't serving me. It was causing me anxiety. I had a low self-esteem by the time I came out of it. I clung onto it thinking the longer I stay, the more likely it is that it's going to end in marriage. And that was a mistake. I should have left earlier and found myself properly. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I feel like the Dami in the past, now I'm quite happy to be single. I've been single for the best part of 2022, sorry.
God, the way you are in this future, boy.
I've left 2022. Okay. I've been single for the majority of 2022. And for the majority of that, I've enjoyed being single. I've not felt like I even want to bring anyone into my world because I really enjoy the peace.
Mm-hmm.
But I made a conscious decision to say, I'm going to stop dating. I'm going to stop putting myself out there like that. And I'm just going to focus on me. Before that, I always had someone. There was always someone I was seeing, dating, talking to. Like, I've not been single properly since my early 20s. I've always had some.
I hear that.
Dating some. Do you know what I mean? And this year, 2022, I sat there and I said, Dami, like, you've put yourself in situationships, relationships that you shouldn't have been in because you don't know how to be alone. And so I say all of that to say that I think that some women don't know how to be alone. So what they do is they fill that void with useless relationships, but they need to learn that you don't need all of that, if that makes sense. So I think it's very easy to blame women for not in its entirety, but passing some blame on women for encouraging or allowing these men to, enabling these men to treat them like that, because it's almost like, okay, I'm like, for example, Young Miami knowing he's got other girlfriends or whatever they want to call themselves, and being okay with that. But if you're someone that had a high self-esteem and you valued yourself, you'd be like, no, it's me and me alone. You can't have me and have her and her and her. But it might just be that she's just she's cool with the situation because she might not know how to just be alone. So there's that perspective as well. It's not just, what is she gaining? Is it money? Is it gifts? Is it whatever? Because I'm sure she bought him a really expensive gift recently herself.
It's a two-way street. It's not.
She's in
I'm not
the industry.
So
she, like, just taking it back to celebs, she's not. She can buy stuff for herself. She bought him something really expensive for his birthday recently. So it's not like she's depending on his money. Maybe for connects, because City Girls, Sean, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, City Girls is big though, but
they're big, but they're not P Diddy big. Do you know what I mean? So it could be for connect. It could be for, do you know what I mean? Association and whatever. But I can believe that. But if it's down to money and stuff and lifestyle, she's already pretty much in it. So it's got to be something else. And I feel like if you're a woman that values yourself, you're not going to accept being one of. You're going to want to be the one and the one
thing is,
only.
some women are happy to be one of, but as the situation of a one of still doesn't look like that.
Some women even, because I was on TikTok mindlessly scrolling, and one girl was like, I'm happy being a side chick, and she explained her reasons. I was, when she first said I'm happy to be a side, I was ready to swipe. I don't want to, but I thought, let me hear it out. You know what I mean? Let me not be judgmental. Let me hear it out, yeah? And she was like, well, being the side chick is it's less stressful.
Yeah.
You don't have to be his therapist. You don't have to hear what he's dealing with, whether he's happy or not, if he's sad or not, what he wants to. You don't need to do all of that. All you do is you rub his back, he rubs your back, you have good sex, you go to nice places, and that's it. Yeah? You don't have to deal with, like, him as a person. Outside of everything, outside of the sexual stuff and the going on stuff, you don't have to deal with him outside of that. You don't have to pick up after him and clean up after him like some wives have to do. You don't have to, like, soothe his ego and boost him up, and you don't have to motivate him, encourage him. You don't have to deal with all of that. You just deal with the nice bits. You get the nice bits. So it always feels like the honeymoon period because you're only dealing with the sex and the dating. That's it. You're not dealing with everything else. Main chick has to deal with everything else to do with the guy. And when she put it like that, I was like, you know what, actually, not that I would be a side chick, but I was like, actually, no, okay. So basically, it's an easier life.
Yeah, for sure. But then you
depending
only
on
get
how you look.
Yeah.
Depending on what you value, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're someone that doesn't want to sleep in a bed on your own every night, knowing that he's sleeping with somebody else,
that's the thing.
That
with
might
young
be,
Miami.
if you want a companion, then maybe side chick is not for you. But if you're someone that just doesn't want to deal with, you don't want a companion, you just want to have fun, then side chick would work for you. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. From the perspective of a young Miami, outside of the good things, the dates and whatever, I don't understand why these people don't see how much they don't get, if you know what I mean. Because, for example, like a young Miami is someone who's like professed on social media that I'm in this thing with Puff Daddy. So that means no other man's checking for you now, if you know what I mean. You've written yourself off and you don't even have a man. That's
why City Girls is down. Because you see me, yeah? I would be keeping it on the low.
Being done like that on the low is completely different.
No one would know.
Yeah, City Girls are negative 5,000 points right now because I don't understand.
Negative, because I would not tell no one. What? I don't want every other guy to think I'm off the market. I'm on the market, baby. I just don't have the time and energy to be entertaining more than one person. I haven't got the energy. But if I did, I would be doing up. No, I'm single. No, I'm single. No, I'm single. No, I'm not talking to nobody. No, I'd be lying. Up and down. He talking to me, nah. You got a man? Nah.
Not at all.
Nah. But yeah, because why do I want to shorten my ration?
That's what I'm trying to, that's why I don't see how they benefit, really. Because to me, Puff Daddy's not paying.
He's not paying.
She's already got money, so she doesn't need anything that he can buy her because she can buy it for herself. He's clapping other girls, posting
he might
up
be
pictures
clapping guys too.
but this is the whole next part.
Oh, sorry. I said that out loud.
No. He's clubbing other girls. He's even getting other girls pregnant and having babies. So really, no one ever looks like more of the main chick than someone who's having a baby. Doesn't matter how much time you're spending with anybody. If you're not the one with a baby, you're second place. And then, meanwhile, you're there sleeping in your bed at night alone until he decides to come round because it's Thursday.
Who said that you're alone? She could have another guy.
Yeah,
He's also eating off Diddy's peas.
It's a sad life.
It's a sad life because it's not something that we would be interested in, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but it's a sad life. The kind of guy that's going to be coming round to beat young Miami knowing that she's like, oh yeah, Diddy, my love, like...
There's professional sidemen out there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. He's
professional sidemen. Who again don't want anything serious, and they're quite happy to give you the good D, to clot you. Do you know what I mean?
You know what's not good? Is desperate sex. When you're having sex with desperate people, yeah.
I've never experienced this. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
First time,
I don't know what that is.
After that, you're just like, why am I having sex with someone?
Yeah,
who really wants to have sex with me, and I actually don't want to have sex with them.
Yeah, I've never been there before. Like, not because I'm a child of God, but because any sexual relations I've had, it's been mutually exclusive. That we want to be here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some guys who, because they don't want exclusivity, they're very happy to be a sideman because it suits them. This woman doesn't want a relationship with me because she's already in one. She doesn't want nothing serious. She just wants sex. Suits them very well. Like, I can keep coming and doing what I need to do and going. It's fine. But it's the thing for me that, because I'm one of those women who, I'm very old school, yeah. I'm very like, my body's a temple. And the more people you sleep with, the more bodily fluids that are like, do you know what I mean? And like, if I'm sleeping with one person, I just want it to be that one person, because then I don't want him sharing body fluids somewhere else and then coming back and, you know what I mean? Like, and sex for a woman is very intrusive, and I'm just like, I don't want, do you know, I just don't want, I don't want any of that. I just don't like the idea of it. And so for me, that's the reason why I couldn't consensually agree to a situation that Diddy is in with Young Miami and all the other chicks, because it means that I know that he's having sex with all these other women and me, and I wouldn't be able to. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Allegedly, it would be a turnoff. It would be like, you know what? Don't touch me. Like, we can spend time together as friends, but in terms of like all of that, no, because I also know that there's other chicks, and there's can't be allegedly in this, because we know that Young Miami and Diddy are doing a thing. We also know that Diddy's got another chick pregnant, so that we can't really be saying allegedly at this point, yeah. So if I know that that is happening, I just can't be in a part of that. I need to take myself out, because I just, you know, health-wise, it's a no for me. So because of that, this sort of situation wouldn't work for me. But if I didn't really care about that stuff, and I'm in the place that I'm in now, which is, you know what, if I meet someone, great. If I don't, that's also great, because I really do enjoy my single life. I think I have a fantastic single life. And to be honest, I don't really want anything coming to disturb that, to be honest. So if I was in this space, but I didn't care so much about my sexual health, then yeah, I would be okay with having someone who... Yeah, someone who comes around, I see him a few times a month, not too much, because he's got to spread his time with other women. That would be fine for me. Do you see what I'm saying? So
I hear you.
There are benefits to it.
Yeah. The only reason why I said allegedly was because my hot take is that I think that this whole thing is possibly a conspiracy theory as well. That's my hot take, because more so over the last year than previous years have people been coming forward with, Diddy's gay, this is a da-da-da-da, etc., etc. And all of these stories, this is the only other lens I have, is when I look at this behavior, because it doesn't make sense. Like, any one of those women are beautiful and probably capture enough of whatever. Like, I don't see enough difference between them to be like, oh, like you're getting a real variety of women here. Like, in terms of how they're coming across, they all giving me the same vibe. But when I'm seeing just woman after woman after woman after, I'm like, what are you trying to prove? And then it gets me like into that lane of thinking like, oh, you're definitely trying to prove something.
See, you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah. You are firmly a settle down type of guy. And you genuinely believe in that way of life, in that you meet a woman, you find your one, and you stick with her. And so it's difficult for you to accept, in terms of like agree that it's a good way of living, the other way, if that makes sense. Like, you are struggling to agree why anyone would choose to have such an open relationship type of situation going on. But what I'm learning as I'm getting older and becoming more mature in this area is that it's not the only way. And just because I might be a lover girl and I definitely fantasize about having one guy and having companionship with one person, doesn't mean that that is the right way. Now, hear me out. Like, in terms of my faith, it is the right way.
That was my next question. Was like, is that what your Bible says? Okay.
Calm down. According to God, the right way is that the man finds the woman and then they get married, they become one, they have children, they multiply. That's what the Bible teaches you. That's what all other books teach you, actually. I don't think there's any other books that teaches you to not settle down, right? Even in the Quran, it says that you can only marry more than one wife if you can love them equally. And the reason why back in the day, the reason why they had the whole you can marry up to 4 wives was because in the time of Prophet Muhammad, there was the ratio of men to women was 4-1. So it was more of an economic thing than a godly thing, if that makes sense. But the way in which it's used today by some Muslims is, oh, I can have more than one wife. And then they use that as a reason to have more than one wife, legit, because they're like, well, the Quran says, but they're forgetting you got to read these religious book in the context of which they were written in for you to truly understand it, right? But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother episode. So yeah, biblically speaking, or in terms of in the eyes of the Lord, you do have marital relationships, so where 2 people become one in the eyes of the Lord or in the eyes of God, period. Yeah. But not everyone is supposed to get married. Not everyone's supposed to have children. It's not meant to be everybody. So yeah, some of us will see that as the right way and the only way and the way that makes sense and the way that we would measure everybody else's lifestyle against. But I don't think that's the right way to go. I think people should just focus on themselves. Like, if you're someone that is about the marriage life, about finding that one person and sticking to them, then you, in your quest of dating, you need to stay on that path and you stay away from people that are not on that with you, and then you won't get hurt. So going forward, like, you're never going to hear me hear that I'm dating someone and he doesn't know what he wants and I'm staying there. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be, I know what I'm looking for. And if you don't know, if what you're looking for is not what I'm looking for, we're not compatible. I wish you all the best. Bye.
Mm.
Like, respectfully, like the last guy that I went on a date with, we had a very deep conversation around what he wanted. And I quickly came to find out that there wouldn't be a second date because what he wants and what I want doesn't align. So
Yeah.
if I stay there, I'm hurting myself. It's my fault because he told me, wagwan. Yeah?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if you're someone that is into multi-dating, situationships, don't want to settle down, you pretty much just want to have fun, then do that with people that are like-minded. And if you're someone that wants to be in something serious, do that with people that are like-minded. The whole point of talking to people is figuring out who is aligned with you and who isn't. Dating is basically like interviews. Like, sounds really matter of fact, but that's what it is. You get to know someone, figure out, is this someone that I would align with? Do they align with me? Do I align with them?
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's okay. It's no love loss, no like hard feelings. It's cool. You're just that lifestyle and I'm this lifestyle. And that's okay. That's fine. You know? So yeah, I think it's very easy to judge other people's lifestyles and what other people are looking for because it's not in line with what you want or have for yourself. And so it's very easy to sit on a high horse almost and be like, do you know what I mean? But I do think that if I was someone who didn't want ultimately to have my own family, I can see why that lifestyle might suit you. You get to have your freedom as a single person, all whilst still having the sex and the dates and the occasional companionship when you feel lonely. And I, you know, if that's what you want and that's what you aim for and that's your goal and that's where you're comfortable, then that's fine.
Yeah. I think that's maybe what people tell themselves, but I don't think that's the truth of what actually happens.
What do you think actually happens?
Well, people decide using their brain what they think they want and what they're after, but you can't really go against your biology and the way that humans are supposed to operate. And that's why you see young Miami having a breakdown online.
Yeah.
When the results of the relationship that she's in and that she's aware she's in is transpiring.
I agree with that to an extent because women are more geared towards exclusivity, geared towards relationship because we're more emotional creatures, we're more nurturing beings as well. And when you look at sex and how we physically, mentally, chemically deal with sex is so different to men. Men can separate emotion from sex. For men, it can just be a physical thing. It doesn't have to be emotive. It doesn't have to be I have feelings for you, I like you, I want to be with you, all that stuff. Same thing with children, actually. I feel like with women, once a woman has had a kid with a man, she will naturally and always like her default will always be, I want to be in family with that man. Whereas I think that for men, it's easier for them to walk away because they don't actually have to connect that same connection with the child. But that's another conversation. Men, on the other hand, if you're going to talk about natural state, men naturally aren't supposed to be in monogamous relationships. Scientifically, when you look at your chemical makeup, hormones and stuff, you're not supposed to be in monogamous relationship. It's meant to be like literally mating all around the place. That's what's natural to men. So that's why I'm like, I kind of see where you're coming from and kind of agree with it, but then again, I kind of don't. Marriage in of itself at some point became a social construct.
I hear that.
Within the human race. So that's why, again, I'm going to go back and say, I think if you're someone who is more like, I do want to have a family unit, I want it to be me and wife or me and husband, depending on your gender and sexuality, and children, then so be it. Life, everyone has free will, do what you want, but just make sure you're seeking people and you're coming into a relationship with people that want the same thing as you, so you don't get hurt. If you're someone who is more, I want to be free, I want to be single, I want to be whatever, and you're, first of all, make sure that's actually what you want and you're not doing this facade. But if that is genuinely what you want, I'm not talking about people that are lying to themselves. I'm talking about people that, if that's what you genuinely want, so be it, that's fine. Just do it with people that want the same thing as you. And don't go around like lying to people or making people believe that you're on the same page as them to trick them into or manipulate them into your way of living when, that's not what they want and that's not what they want. So I think that's my thinking around it. And the reason why I'm not 100% on the whole biological thing is because, like I said, I've spent majority of my life thinking, I definitely want a relationship. I definitely want to be with someone. I definitely want to get married. I definitely want to have children. And I'm in a stage of life now where I'm like, actually, do I? And it might be, some people might say, well, damn, you spent the whole of 2022 single. You started off, in some sort of heartbreak, and you've kind of found, like, had to work through that, heal from that, and then you've made the conscious decision not to date. And now that you're in this space of being single and you've been alone and I live alone and all this stuff that's interplaying into it, it could be that, oh, damn, now you've just got so comfortable that you don't want someone in that space. And I'm like, well, that could also be it, but it could also be that I'm questioning whether or not I truly wanted marriage or whether or not I was taught that that's what I want because that's what we're told. You see what I'm saying? So it could be a number of things, but when it comes to sex, I can agree with you. Women are more inclined to grow, to have feelings and bond with the guy on an emotional level, and not so much men the other way because of their hormonal makeup. But I also think that not everybody desires marriage. Not everybody desires family life and children and stuff like that. And those are the kind of people that situationships like what P. Diddy has with these women, it would suit them, both genders.
I did want to make a point with regards to the biological makeup of men and them not being wired towards relationships. But I actually don't know if it's fact or not with regards to humans. But like I know a lot of species, the man is the one that will mate more than one woman, and the women usually don't. But there's also a lot of species where they only ever choose one mate. I just don't know if that applies to humans or not, because
that's a good
what I mean?
point.
Because I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, men, because they think about other animals like like a lion will have a whole pack full of lionesses and just one lion, and then they'll beat all of them and stuff like that. But there's a lot of species of animals where they literally just choose a mate and that's them for life kind of thing.
I think that it might not even be, I think, okay, I genuinely do believe that men may not be genetically or naturally into monogamy because of the way that men can detach their emotions from sex. So for example, you've said numerous times that a guy could meet a girl and be like, no, she's not wifey, but I'll have sex with her though. Immediately he's made that decision that he's not going to connect with her on that level, and he can just have a physical thing with her. And that's where it's going to end. And he's made that decision. With women, we can make that decision, and I'm using bunny fingers here, make that decision, but she'll start to have feelings for the guy. And then when she hears that he's somewhere else doing whatever, because she's bonded with him on that level, it gets a bit sticky, I think that, and that might be a stereotype, but I genuinely believe that to be the case because of, case in point, what you said, for example, in how guys can literally put girls in boxes and be like, okay, I'm just going to have sex with her only. She will never graduate to wifey. She'll never be my girlfriend. I can just keep hitting it and that's fine. Do you know what I mean? So I hear what you're saying about some species, and you don't know if humans are like the kind of species that can stick to one person in terms of men sticking to one person. But I think because of the way that I've seen men to behave around sex and their attitude around sex leads me to believe that that might not be the case for humans, in that human men are not biologically and naturally wired to be with one person. And I think that when a man decides, he does exactly that. He decides to be with one woman, not that it comes naturally to him. I think he decides to do it because he loves that woman that much and he sees the value in connecting himself to her in that way. Otherwise, he'd be very happy to live a bachelor life for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah.
And breed up the place, different women.
Maybe not breed up, but...
Some of them are doing it. Some of them are doing it. Some of them are doing
but
it.
Not breed up.
I mean, some of them are doing it. And it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. Because I know I've got friends who their dad had bare kids with different people. So it's not a this generation thing. It's been going on.
No, I know it's been going on.
Yeah.
To be fair though, I would only ever do something like that if that was actually my mission was, no, I'm going to make a tribe, if you know what I mean. Because I've seen there was a brother, he had like 50-something kids. I think it was 50-something kids. But like, yeah. If I was trying to do something like that, then yeah, I'd be going for like world record Genghis Khan type thing, but...
Yeah, so, but again, like, doesn't mean that you're going to love every single woman that you had those kids with.
No, I wouldn't love any of them.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, it's not like you want all of them to be your wifey. So I think that guys can separate that and women might be able to, but I feel like they would struggle or it would catch up to them later on. But just back to the question, are black men glamorizing non-exclusive relationships? I think the hip-hop industry or the music industry is doing that. I think black people have difficulty getting into serious relationships. We don't see it often anymore. And I think we make the dating experience more difficult than it needs to be. I don't know if it's a trauma response or there's more to it, but we can talk about that later next year. But yeah, I don't know if I would say that they're glamorizing anything. I think that the industry has always glamorized that lifestyle. I think on our level though, us non-celebs, I think it's just, like I've said in the past, a number of things that's leading to people not getting into relationships or staying in relationships.
This week, we want to send a shout out and lots of love to Demetrica Johnson. Thank you for subscribing to the Unpicked podcast. Joining the family. If you want to get a shout out like Demetrica, all you got to do is subscribe, leave a comment, hit a like. You know what to do. And we'll spread the love. And until next time, guys.
Peace.